Hi, Ron Owens, Golf Made Easy. Today I'm going to talk about buying golf clubs. Should have done this before Christmas, I suppose, but we couldn't get it done in time. I know a lot of you probably may have waited till after Christmas, maybe go to a golf show or hit the golf shops after Christmas. They still have some sales going on. First section, today I'm going to talk about buying junior clubs. There are some things you need to be aware of when you go shopping for any golf club. Today we're going to talk about juniors. I worked golf retail a few times, part-time. A salesman in a golf retail shop is there to sell golf clubs. They really don't care a whole lot whether those clubs fit you or not. They are there to get those clubs out the door. Their job is to sell. Bottom line for the store, sales. Secondly, they are to push the club that store has the greatest profit margin on. For example, one of the times I was working golf retail, Tommy Armour came out with the Tommy Armour 845s. We carried them. We sold them. The store I worked for had their own line. If you set the clubs down side by side, you would have a hard time telling which one was the original Tommy Armour and which one was ours unless you looked at the back of the club. Ours sold for $150 less than the Tommy Armours. We were told to push our line. People come in the store, they want the Tommy Armours. Well, we have hit this one, hit the Tommy Armour in the net, hit this one. There's no difference in distance, there's no difference in accuracy. Yeah, but I want the Tommy Armour. And then we would get a stern talking to by the manager because we didn't push the line of that store that we made greater profit on. Then when you're looking at golf clubs, even for a junior golfer, have them get into their address position. Junior, lady, men, shopping for clubs, it doesn't matter. Get into your address position. You've selected a number of clubs that you want to look at. If you have to change your address position to fit that golf club, don't do it. You want to ask the salesman, can you make this club fit me? If his answer is no, hand him the club, get your coat, leave the store. Story. I had a student who was 6'5" and had a very tall address position. Told me that he was going to go shop for new irons. I told him to let me know and I would meet him, help him ask questions or make sure he got what he was shopping for, the best club for his game. I got a phone call a couple days later. He said, Rod, I'm already in the golf shop and guess what? What, you found something? No, not yet. He said, the guy gave me a golf club. It looks pretty good, but it's about 2 inches above the ball. The first thing he told me was to bend over more and to bend his knees more. So now the club was sitting on the mat on the ground behind the ball. That wasn't his address position. So I called the student by name. I said, get into your address position and ask him if he can make that club fit you. If he can't do it in the shop, then he has to order it from the manufacturer. That's going to take 2 or 3 weeks longer, and it's going to cut into their profit margin because they have to pay for that. Or leave the store and we'll go someplace else. We went someplace else. I'm not real fond of buying junior golf clubs at a garage sale. 3 reasons. Number one, the club's probably going to be much too long because they're probably going to be adult clubs. And you're buying them for a junior golfer in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. High school golfers can maybe get away with it. Grade school, middle school golfers, unless they're exceptionally tall for their age, cannot. So the club's going to be too long, it's going to be too heavy. Graphite shafts are better for juniors because they aren't as strong as adults. Garage sale clubs are probably, not always, but probably going to have steel shafts. Steel shafts are heavier than graphite. They're going to be harder to swing. What you don't want a junior golfer to have to do is pick the club up because it's so heavy he can't swing it, or she can't swing it to the positions they want. They have to pick it up and then lift it, and then they chop down, and then they get frustrated because they can't make a good golf swing, and they get tired, and now they're playing basketball or soccer or something else. One thing you definitely don't want to do if you buy clubs from a garage sale, or you get some that Uncle Henry had or Grandpa had and he no longer plays, is to cut them off for a decent length for a junior golfer. Golf clubs come in, their shafts come in flexes. There's a ladies flex, a senior flex. For men, it's regular stiff and extra stiff. So let's say you take a regular flex shaft, normal shaft for men, and you cut it off 3, 4, 6 inches, whatever you need. That shaft now becomes a stiff or extra stiff shaft. And you want a junior golfer to swing that with success? Not going to happen. So take your junior into the golf shop. Hey, this is my address position. Can you make the club fit me? Junior clubs that come in boxes come 2 ways. Some manufacturers market them by age. This box is for junior golfers 4 to 6 years old. This one's for 8 to 10 years old. This one's for 11 and 12-year-olds. I've coached some junior golfers in 6th grade who were taller than I was. Some 8th grade juniors are not any taller than some of the 6th graders. Not a good way to buy clubs by age. It doesn't work. If you're going to buy something out of a box, and there are 3 or 4 companies that make some pretty good junior clubs, contact me and I'll give you the names of them. Buy them by height. This set of club is for someone is a 36 to 40 inches, and this is 42 to 48 inches, and this, so you want to get them for their height. If the club is a little bit long, and when they get into their address position, but they have to grip the club down here, there's 2 or 3 inches of grip left, that's fine, because next year their hands will be closer to the end of the grip. The next year they've grown another 4 or 5 inches. A club fitter can cut this grip off to put a 1 to 2 inch extension in the end of the shaft to make it longer, put a new grip on it. The best way to shop for junior clubs is, if you're going to buy them from a box, is to buy them according to height. Another method, and it depends on the age of your junior golfer whether you can do this or not, is custom made clubs. I contacted 3 custom made club makers outside Indiana, and they all told me the same thing. Junior clubs with their company, they really can't do anything unless the golfer's at least 5 feet tall. Under that, they're growing too fast, and it's difficult for them to get a club head that's light enough for the golfer to swing with the right weight shaft, and it's difficult. So you're looking at best case scenario, address position, get their height, buy a box that height fits into. Next section of this video, we're going to talk about golf buying clubs for ladies, for women. Stay tuned.